Yeah. And when you move up there, you're not on the camera.
Oh, I'm not next.
No. Oh, okay. But I mean, if you're going to announce it, you know.
So everybody.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
All right. Whenever you come up to perform, go behind the mic so you can be in the view of the camera.
Okay, Kayla, you ready? Okay, give it up for Kayla. Alright, so I wrote this because I was in a conversation with my friend, and I was like doing like my little late night research. And it said that only 9% of black women marry outside of their race. And it also said that the black woman, basically to my understanding, is the loneliest woman in the world. She's the least woman, like the woman that's least likely to be married. And black men tend to marry outside of their race than black women do. So when I was telling my friend about this, she was like, so do you think you'll marry outside your race? And this is what I told her. I don't know. I think it'll happen if the universe wants to be funny. But I am in love with the idea of falling in love with a black man that will stay. I feel like I have to. I want him to understand my natural beauty. I want him to use shea butter and coconut oil. I want him to be rough and wounded, to have experienced the strife of being black in this world. A black man is special because his identity is his own decision. His future is his own decision. His history is his own. His culture is his home. Is his own. His time is his own. He is raw. He is a raw, fresh being because he had no one to craft his life. He had no identity predestined for him. Everything he is a conscious decision that he has made for himself. He is a natural artist because of that fact alone. And I have to admit that I love artists. He is attractive and so bold with his presence. And this is for every black man, whether he is sagging his pants or is clean cut, whether he has an afro or long locks. He is bold in complexion and his art in existence. Every black man on the inside is wounded by birth. And I have found something so beautiful in that wound. I have appreciated that wound. I have found the most prettiest things in that wound. I have grown to love and I have grown accustomed to that wound. It won't be the same without that wound. I would love to fall in love with a man who had no choice but to start from scratch. That man just happens to be black. So I like to marry within my race. That'll be nice. It's deeper than skin for me. The only home we have is in each other. Black people have no country, and our freaking nationality is a color. The only home we have is in each other. The only home we have is in each other. Thank you. All right.
No, ever since this one. They don't know. We go talk.
I just want to interject for a moment. My name is Miss Gregory, Deborah Gregory, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware that this is a holiday season, and for many of you, you celebrated Christmas and you gave gifts and received gifts. You gave gifts and received gifts, and this is primarily an opportunity for you to gather together in a safe place. But the significant part about this is that it is also during a season that people of African descent call Kwanzaa. And most of you are not aware of it. I am not going to lecture to you. I am not going to preach to you. But I just want to, we have candles on the table. But we need to light the candles on the Ngulu Saba so that we can have a full atmosphere of family, community, and culture. Because that is what Kwanzaa is about. Family, community, and culture. So everybody here, we're all family. We say that Newark AXO is a family and a village. We're all of this community, and we all have a culture that that we embrace, whether we know about it fully or not. So I just want to back up, and this is how a table for Kwanzaa would be set up. It would have an African cloth on it. It would have the corn that represents the amount of children in the family. It would have some fruit and a plant, and then it would also have a cup to make libation, because we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. And every last one of you in here has had someone who has passed on. And sometimes you may remember who that person is, and sometimes not. So at the beginning of the ceremony, we call on those people, because by us calling on them, that means that we remember them and they won't die. They will always live in our hearts. So we use the plant, the living life, to make the libation. And I just want to make a libation. Is there someone here who has someone who's passed on that you would like to remember? All you have to do is call out their name. Jihadi. Ashe. Anyone else? Corp. Corp. Ashe. Anyone else? Malcolm X. They don't have to be family members. Ashe. Anyone else?
Barnwell.
Who?
Gilbert Barnwell.
Gilbert Barnwell. Ashe. All right, and what all we're doing, this is not spooky. All we're doing is remembering people who have gone on, because they live in our hearts. The person that I called out was my husband, who passed about 6 years ago. And he lives with me in my heart. And I call on him. So if I can call on him privately, I have enough love to be able to call on him publicly too. All right? And then this is a Kanara over here. This is a Kanara, and each candle represents a principle by which we should try to live throughout the year. The black represents black people, the red is the blood, and the green is the land. All right, so Bapti is holding the principles. Are you going to? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Is we're going to abbreviate it, because it is a ceremony where we would have someone come up and talk about each one. But what we're going to do, here's a lighter here. But what we're going to do, because this is an open mic, we're going to have Nia is going to read and I'm going to light. So for each one that she reads, I'm going to light. Now technically, this is so beautiful because they're inside the glasses, but if you were just using regular candles, you would use the black one, light the black one first, and then use the black one to light everyone up, to light all the others. But since the black, they're in a bottle, in a case, I'm going to light the black, then I'll go to the red, and then I'll go to the green as she reads.
Hi everyone. Okay. The first principle is umoja, which means unity, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Next is kujijakalia, which means self-determination, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Next is ujma, collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together, and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and solve them together. Next is Ujama, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Nia, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Kumba, creativity, to do always as much as we can, in the way we can, in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Imani, faith, to believe with all of our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle.
So we just thought that it was really important for you to know what the concept of Kwanzaa is about, because if you practice these principles every day, throughout the year, we will become closer together. We always talk about other people and how other people come together as if we can't. Oh, we absolutely can. But we have to be willing to practice some of these principles and to trust one another, and as Noel said earlier, to love one another, and as Kayla just so beautifully said, love one another romantically too. Mr. Davis, Darnell Davis, is the chairperson for AXO. He's been sending out emails every single day of Kwanzaa, and it'll say Habari Gani, Umoja, and then he'll say what it is. That's Mr. Davis in the back. Mr. Davis, raise your hand. And he'll say, today is Umoja, and it's about unity, and in that line of unity, I want to tell you about something that brings us all together. So please check your email, and if you have any other questions about Kwanzaa, Baptiste can answer them, Nia can answer them. Don't be afraid of the things that you don't know. Be open. Be open. It doesn't replace Christmas. It is something to practice throughout the year, every day. You know, cooperative economics, that's what Ms. Barnwell, who's letting us use this space, that's what she talked about. So we have some door prizes, and 3 of them are gift certificates to this store. Okay, so that if you are so lucky to get that door prize, you will be able to come back here and browse the store. This store is magnificent. It has so much downstairs for you to discover. So you'll be able to come back and explore. All right? Yep. Okay, thank you. Okay, now.
So between each performance, we're gonna play a poetry video, just to like get some extra inspiration in the room. For those who may have not signed on the sheet, you might hear something and you might be like, all right, now I gotta go up. You know what I mean? So this is Stephen Willis, Ebonics 101.
Perhaps I should start this poem by informing you that I am bilingual. That the Queen's English that I speak so...
My favorite poems ever, because it's like, I've won oratorical medals because, you know, I did code switching, which is like, you change the way you talk because of the situation. So that's how I won the competition. But how I really talk wasn't how I won. In America, you know, they say, okay, you speak in slang, that's not, it's not a different language. But they say to Jamaicans, patois is not its own language, that's just broken English. But if you look at linguistics, they say that a language is not just its vocabulary. It's not just the words it uses. A language is the syntax, it's the grammar, it's more than just the vocabulary, because if we go on based off just words, then English ain't English. Because 1/3 of English words are from Danish, which is French, Old French. And then you can look up English words and check the etymology, and it goes back to different languages, so English ain't English. But see, it was a famous quote that could sum up everything. It says, the only difference between a language and a dialect is a language is a dialect with a navy and an army. So the people in power say what's official and what's not, what's standard and what's not. But yeah, that's linguistics 101. So next, we have a poet who's about to come on stage. She about to kill it. She about to drop that super high fire. We got Ashley Crooks. Welcome her to the stage.
Okay, I don't know about all of that, but hey, this is a poem called Trigger Warning. I've heard I have too much melanin to pop pills and spill my secrets to strangers. Too much strong black woman to take a mental health day, hair too curly to pull out and skin too beautiful to scar. So where am I supposed to go when I've had too much? There's no place for us, because I must have forgotten that it could be worse, that this chemical imbalance was negligible. My people have gotten so much practice forgetting. Some days I can barely remember my own name. I settle into caves and plot ways to get voted off this island. See, drowning seems like a much better exit than a bullet. So many triggers pulled where I'm from that I doubt we could figure out if it was even me that did the deed, just another black body. This here could be a eulogy. Today we put to rest a dearly obscure soul. Ashley was an average girl of average talent with average ambition. A girl with brown skin, brown hair, and brown eyes, though. Brown is the color of coffee. Nobody ever woke up for this brown girl. No amount of Erykah Badu and hot glue could piece me back together. See, I love a call from my mom as much as the next girl, but sometimes calls drop. And I'm too tired to pick them back up. Too tired to stay strong. Too weak to pull a trigger. I'd rather just stop. I've always been afraid of the dark, and somebody keeps turning all of my lights out. Bulbs glowing, cracks showing, anxiety growing, keeping my eyes peeled and my heart protected is too much sometimes. Breathing a breath is a bit too hard sometimes, but I can't stop. Because I know they would love to see yet another black body. One for which nobody can even march in the streets, so where am I supposed to go when I've heard that I have too much melanin to pop pills and spill my secrets to strangers? Too much strong black woman to take a mental health day, hair too curly to pull out and skin too beautiful to scar. Thank you.
All right, give it up for Ashley one more time. Okay, our next person is a poet, and she's also really dope. So Alexis Green, come up here.
Don't play with him. Don't play.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going next. Now I'm on nervous.
You got it. You got it, Queen. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. So this first poem is called The Real Us. With all these role models, at least those who are nothing more than mere minions of the media, these beautiful blossoms, the perfect shade of flower girls are turning into provocative Barbie dolls. I must be foolish. No, juvenile for recollecting a time when I wanted to be a princess, but at least back when we were looking up to Cinderella and Rapunzel, we were aiming for royalty. Now we're just meant to be played with, idolizing being fake and plastic. So I suppose that I would be crazy for opposing, let alone making a statement like, I was made in the hands of God. Why would I want to reduce myself to being made in China? Black girl. Rihanna red hair, but black and blue self-esteem because it's been beaten and battered, beaten and battered, beaten by the playground bullies who call themselves expectations. Black girl. We spend so much time working on our outside as if this eyeliner were the signature of beauty, but no one looks beyond this Maybelline. I wouldn't let you if you tried. See, I haven't permed and pressed my inside, so I'm afraid of the ugly that someone might see. Ooh, but little black girl, we must take some responsibility because now you're cursing and screaming, sent to stage a fist fight that bring many in attendance, but absence of a real reason. All I'm saying is act like someone has ever called you young lady, even if you didn't deserve the title. Black girl, no. Black girl, no. See, there is a place for us on top of the world if we stop digging our heels through the dirt. Whether a boss or a billionaire, you've gotten used to going hard to get yours because ain't nobody ever walk up to you and hand you nothing, black girl. You know your worth. And never will you negotiate with a magazine article or a man to lower it. No deals shall be made, no gambling shall take place if the cards have to be laid on your self-esteem. And black girl, you have the power to build empires. Even though most days on the inside you're falling like a London bridge, you still stand tall like the Eiffel Tower. You dress yourself in freedom from this oppressing society. You are the Statue of Liberty, and your only sense of recognition is your ability to crack a smile. And it's time for the world to see us, the real us, black girls. Woo! Thank you. This next poem is called Winter Coat. I wrote this poem, I think, 2 years ago, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. But are you aware of how cold it's about to get? See, right now it's just a little bit chilly, but in the eyes of the city, we know what time it is. It's getting cold. Missing summertime kisses and flings, it seems that the love that you look for has gone to hibernate. Nah, never mind, it's cuffing season. The only time you don't mind being confined by something greater than you. And that higher power, of course, is foolishness to think that love, true love, would awaken from her slumber because you liked a Facebook post or changed her Twitter name to @forever_single. It's getting cold. So let's cuddle. Let's let the weather manipulate our urges. See, it's easier to stand the low temperature when we fall for the heat of the moment. But a few weeks later, you start feeling sick, and this isn't the common cold. See, the soil is jealous of your belly because even during this time, you have the ability to grow. It's cold, ain't it? But still your frozen fingers manage to dial his number. No answer today either, huh? See, because he's too busy out living. See, he's the type who's quite quick to claim his set, but quite hesitant to claim his child. And the only thing getting support from him, baby girl, is his favorite basketball team, even though they ain't winning this season. But mama tried to tell that boy, don't be out here making no babies, fearing he'll remember the only lesson his father ever taught him, which is how to be absent. It's cold, ain't it? And these streets don't provide no more warmth. See, we're from the same hood, we're up in the same town, we got the same daily struggle, got a lot in common, right? But no one remembers that the murderer and the victim share the same class photo. So in other words, I've gathered that I can copy your homework Monday morning and kill your behind Friday night if I have to. It's cold, and households are shaking from the wind. No one sees how hard you're shivering, let alone pays attention to how loud you're crying. You're sitting in a dark bedroom in the corner, trying to escape into your own utopia. No, you're not 7 again, you're just 17 going on suicidal. I felt the cold. The wind is hitting you like you just stepped outside, and it's hard because everyone's cold. For Christmas, all he asked Santa Claus for was a place of heat and hot water. Blind girls are weeping in bright dining rooms. It's getting cold. The bills are piling. Relatives are dying. Your kids are crying. It's getting cold, but silly, you forgot your coat. So go find your winter coat in your lover's smile or in your children's eyes. Find a winter coat in your grandmother's wishes for you.
Find a winter coat in the presence of someone who is actually willing to listen. Find your winter coat and your plans to make it out of the hood and how proud your parents are of you. Find a winter coat, hat, scarf, and glove set to match in the fact that letting you see today is God's way of extending your curfew. So please enjoy yourself before it is time for you to come home. So don't say another word. Go get your coat, and I promise you, before you know it, it'll be summertime again. Thank you. Am I done? Am I finished? Just one more. Okay. One more and I'm done. I promise. They forced me to this. This last one, I wrote this recently. It was this year for Black History Month. No, for Dr. Martin Luther King Day at the Newark Museum. This poem is called His Dream Deferred. Every year in February, and only February, teachers ask students to write a research paper on a historic African American. They say, don't pick Dr. Martin Luther King. We all know what he did. We all know he had a dream. And some students agree, but I just find it funny how everyone's sick and tired of Dr. King's dream, but everyone seems to have forgotten what it actually consisted of. They say, he dreamed that one day people would be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. This is true. But he also said, we will never be satisfied until the Negro is no longer the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. He said this over 50 years ago, but I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. You know, instead of all these standardized tests that question our knowledge on material that 9 out of 10 times we'll never actually use in life, maybe the attention needs to be on ensuring that we know our rights. Something that we can actually apply or at least inform our parents of, because they're the ones who are going to have to speak on our behalf, and because it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to rationalize with a police officer who's staring you in your eye, finger wrapped around the dictator of your last today and his mind made up. But officer, please don't tell me you're Jewish. Because if I remember correctly, there was a time and place where your people were held at the mercy of another man's fingertips as he decided whether or not he felt like getting blood on his shoes today. But if you forgot, I'm not surprised. My brother, my sister, there was a time where we were chained together. Now we can't even stand together to protect each other from each other. I mean, I'm glad we're doing our research. I just find it funny how we know the police officer in Ferguson's first and last name, but a boy just got shot 3 blocks from here and don't nobody know nothing. But if you forgot, I'm not surprised. Because you all live in America, you know, the land of the free and the home of the hypocrites. And you can dress this as a black versus white thing, or a citizen versus police officer thing, but its basic structure is still a human versus humanity thing. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whether you're wearing that navy blue uniform or True Religion jeans, Jordan 11s, and a bold snapback, or a Calvin Klein suit and overpriced cufflinks, everyone wants to play God this Halloween. They say, there are no more real men, and I'll let you in on a little secret. It's because we're killing them while they're boys. Yes. As if they weren't a part of the dream. See, Dr. King's dream was simply for humanity to start being humane. It's been over 50 years. And I'm waiting for the dream to be a reality instead of a dream deferred. Thank you.
Too much fire. Cool down. Too much fire. Too much fire. Where's the water at? Where?
So, all right. I see we have some people coming, some new people coming. Come to the front. Y'all on the side, get close over here. Don't be afraid. We got a lot of seats over here.
Come on, come on.
I know it's bright over here, right? You're gonna see y'all faces. Y'all beautiful faces. Marcel's like, nah. All right. So about to do a raffle. On the back of each of y'all seats, there should be a number. And we're gonna shake the bag. And y'all go win a prize. All right, so the first prize for this raffle is a gift certificate to the bookstore downstairs. All right, shake it up.
Number 16.
Number 16. Oh! You a cheater, sit down.
I'm not with that, he cheated. He don't even see it. Fraud.
Alright. Congratulations, Jacob.
Give me that one. Number 6.
You a cheater. You want to make the
You do that.
That's how you feel, huh? You took it out? Hey, you took it out. You gave me the envelope.
All right. Next performance, we got another poet about to grace us with some more fire. Unique Charles.
Come on,
You in the
girl.
building, girl? Alright.
All right, give it up for Denise.
Give it up for Denise.
Hi, everybody. So I'm really happy to be here because I attend Brigham Young University and it's in Idaho. And we don't really get a chance to see a whole lot of us all the time. Because it's like only 0.01% of black people down here. So I'm really happy to be here. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so what I'm gonna read today is this poem called Black Folks, because I feel like it goes along with the theme of the night, and I really like the theme of the night, so I don't want to break it. All right. Young man, mama knows Jesus was black. She could always see him through your reflection. Young lady, if black is beautiful and beautiful is black, black and beautiful does not start with the same letter as a misconception. Tell them mama said being black ain't bad and all black women ain't mad. It's such a shame they're attaching mad to your first name. Yet this name calling was never a game. So tell them to have an abortion. You have my permission. Let them know that your identity symbolizes more than the color black. Brag about it. Your history is richer than her story and his story combined. Write about it. I am more than the color black. Like I'm about to give him a stack. If it's okay to refer to my entire race as a color, then we've just changed colors because you're now the nigger, ignorant. I don't mean to offend, I'm just very intolerant. It's just that us black folks are rooted deeper than the cotton we used to pick. Like, we like to eat chicken just so we can use a dainty toothpick. So when they place man in front of your name, tell them to have an abortion. If you're Christian, let them know it's been time for an adoption. For as long as you can remember, dehumanization, abomination, segregation has been your motivation. Yeah, us black folks got rhythm, just like Grandpa Joe when Massa used to whip them. Us fried chicken with hot sauce, Kool-Aid and watermelon, black folks. Head rapping, boys rapping, gum popping, black folks. Us good black don't crack, Vaseline. Once you go black, you never go back. Black folks. See, us blacks knows how to use our backs, how to bend just enough not to let history crack, nor ridicule our ashy cracks, black folks. Thank you. No, I was born in Haiti, and I was raised here in Irvington, but I just go to school in Idaho.
You go to Brigham Young?
Brigham Young University. Now, boule. So I have another one, but I'm not really sure how this works. So bear with me real quickly, guys. Okay. So this one I wrote it because we have like I said, there's not many people in Idaho, black people in Idaho. But so we all kind of got together, all the black people, and we formed this like African Heritage Association. And it's really an African Heritage Association because there are a lot of Africans from Africa. And I really have come to know these people as family, and that's what I wrote this poem about. Call me an Afrophile. I'm sick, I'm deadly, I've got the Afrophilia. Beneath my afro, I store these Afro beats. I said I'm deadly, I'm Afro-Haitian. I only read in Afrofuturism. I can twerk all day to Afro-pop and Afro-punk. I welcome you to my Afrosphere, where everything sounds better with Afro as its prefix, like Afro night, Afro pie, Afro dollars, Afro me. Afro story time. My Afro freshman year, I Afro joined the African Heritage Association. There I met these Afro people, made Afro friends, had lots of Afro fun, ate lots of Afro food, danced lots of Afro dances, felt Afro home. They are my Afro family. I vow to always love this Afro Association. Afro serious now. Every night I give birth to this little girl. Her skin is always golden and rich, her eyes kind and sweet, her hands diligent and smooth. So I called her Africa. If my last name was Land, she would call me Motherland. I said if my last name was Land, she would call me Motherland. She would call me home, I beg. She would call me beautiful. She would miss me whenever she's away, specifically during the holidays. She would weep and pray. She would take to heart what I told her the night I birthed her. Know who you are, love who you are, and who you are not. Know who you are, love who you are, and who you are not. Don't let anyone touch or play in your Afro without your permission. Some will love you and others will have blurred intention. My Afro baby, it's okay to have Afro pride. My Afro baby, it's okay to have Afro pride. With this Afro pride, you will Afro change the world, one Afro at a time. Thank you. The mic returns to normal again. Kind of broken. Sorry.
So we're gonna play another video. Like I said, to get some more emotion, get some more poetic spirit in the room. You know, for those that didn't sign up, you know, y'all probably already got some people in the back like, yo, I gotta go now. Cause everybody who went was spitting fire. We all got our ways to express ourselves. You know, I know Prince wanna come up, do some comedy later. I know Kwanzaa wanna come up, do his own tour, do some dances. But so yeah, we're gonna play a poem, video right there. And, yeah.
Alright, y'all. Also, a reminder that we are selling refreshments in the back, and the menu is on the table. So if y'all want cookies or anything.
Using a dead boy's name to win a poetry slam. It's me carrying a mouthful of other people's skeletons to use at my own convenience. Black privilege is the concrete that holds my breath better than my lungs do. Black privilege is always having to be the strong one. It's having a crowbar for a spine. It's fighting even when you have no more blood to give, even when your bones carried you, even when your mother prayed for you, even after prepared your body for the funeral. Black privilege is being so unique that not even God will look like you. Black privilege is still being the first person in line to meet him. Black privilege is having to have the same sense of humor as Jesus. Remember how he smiled on the cross? The same way Malcolm X laughed at his bullet, and there I go again, asserting my black privilege using a dead man's name without his permission. Black privilege is a myth, is a joke, is a punchline. Is the time a teacher asked a little boy what he wanted to be when he grew up, and he said alive. Is the way she laughed when she said there's no college for that, and it's tiring, you know. For everything about my skin to be a metaphor, for everything black to be pun intended, to be death intended. Black privilege is the applause at the end of this poem. It's me giving you a dead boy's body and you giving me a 10. It's me being okay with that. And I tried writing a love poem the other day, but my fingers wouldn't move. My skin started to blister like it didn't trust me anymore. Like it thought I was trading in this noose for a pearl necklace. Some days I'm afraid to look into the mirror for fear that a bullet George Zimmerman its way into my chest while I was asleep. The breath in my mouth is lucky enough to scare a courtroom. I'll be lucky if I'm alive to make it to the stand. For some people, their trials live longer than they do. Black privilege is knowing that if I die, at least Al Sharpton will come to my funeral. At least Al Sharpton will mason jar my mother's tears, remind us that the only thing we are worthy of is our death. We are judged by the number of people it takes to carry our caskets. Black privilege is me thinking that's enough. It's me thinking this poem is enough. Black privilege is this. Is this breath in my mouth right now? It's me standing right here with a crowd full of witnesses to my heartbeat.
Next up to the stage, to grace us with some poetry, give it up for Bati.
Soldier, that's what I told ya. Black man, what have we become? You know, I remember one time when I was 9 years old. My father said to me, son, you're an African. You treat your woman right. You don't do disrespectful things to the black woman. You treat her like you're supposed to treat her. He sounds just like Marcus Garvey when he told me this. The first book I ever read was by Elijah Muhammad, Message to the Black Man. And that book changed my life. From there, I read Martin Luther King, Chaos of the Community. Where we go from here? From there, I read Malcolm X, Truth. From there, I read Come to Diop. You know, I also read other books that woke me up to Wunawap, which I am now a Nuwapian, which is Dr. Makazio, aka Partner Babianon. He is the Malcolm X of our time and the Elijah Muhammad of our time. The thing is, brothers, when are we going to wake up and realize we're targets? Sisters, we are targets, and we must protect our women, we must protect our men, we must protect our babies, we must protect our community by any means necessary. Malcolm said, the pilot of the bullet, he really meant, what are you willing to die for?